We've witnessed a lot of dominant champions and their long reigns in the UFC. Just when we thought they were untouchable, some fighters would prove otherwise. This is quite normal in the fight business, and no king reigns forever. However, of all the previous champions, there is one who keeps his name undefeated and has been doing so for a long time. It's Dana White's boy, Jon Bones Jones.
Jon Jones is the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
Now it's undeniable. Jon is what I would describe there's human beings have different temperament and different minds and different mentality and a ruthless competitive drive that's almost terrifying to the ordinary person. That's Jon Jones. Jon Jones is a bad guy who's trying to be a good guy. We were living 1,000 years ago. He would be on a horse with the biggest battle axe waiting in the back, hacking heads off, and everybody would be running. And those people have always existed. These dominators have always existed.
And it looks like the time has come for someone to actually dethrone him. But who will it be? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Clash of MMA channel. We will be playing matchmakers today. We have a few well-known names in our hat, so make sure to stick until the end. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Few fighters can stay under the UFC spotlight without being active, and Jon Jones is one of them.
Jon Jones is the baddest fighter to ever live, ever, in any combat sport.
Right.
But I'm telling you right now, when you talk about who the baddest man on the planet is, two guys get locked in a room, who's walking out? It's f***ing Jon Jones all day, every time.
Of course, none of this would be possible without his previous results. Say what you want about Jones, mention his failed tests, arrests, and all the controversy surrounding him, but there is no doubt that he is the best man that ever set foot in the octagon.
Anybody to call Islam the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world when Jon Jones is still fighting is nuts and shouldn't be ranking in the pound-for-pound or doing any of the rankings ever, if that's what you really think. Jon Jones has never lost a fight, ever. He's fought all the baddest dudes in the world, and then when you think about what pound-for-pound rankings really mean, he moved it up to heavyweight and destroyed the best guy in the world. As long as Jon Jones is still fighting, active, and in the rankings, yeah, nobody's pound-for-pound best fighter in the world.
At this point, you're probably sick and tired of hearing Dana White drooling over Jones at every chance he gets. His activity that the president mentions is debatable, and the fact that we have seen him in the cage only once in the last 4 years drives fans crazy. Jones is the frontman of the GOAT conversation, no doubt, but when we talk about pound-for-pound rankings, we need to see some activity. So let's remember Max Holloway's legendary definition.
If you want to be the number one pound-for-pound fighter, this is what they do. Is what they do. You know, anybody can say, yeah, I got a lot of time to get ready. No, you know, if you want to see me, any weight class, I don't care. I want to fight. If you're going to be the number one pound-for-pound guy in the world, you should be willing to fight everyone and anyone.
Now that we've got the P for P dilemma out of the picture, let's see some potential matchups. We'll start with the Stipe Miocic fight because it was in the foreground, and it looks like it still is. This legendary match was scheduled for 2023, but Jones got injured in training when he suffered a complete tendon tear near one of his shoulders. There were a lot of rumors about his injury, but without solid evidence, it is not right to say anything.
Do you believe that Jon Jones faked his injury? Do you think he was ducking you?
No, I mean, I would like to say no. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't in his camp. I don't know. Like, I saw the video and...
However, Bones is still on a mission to maintain his undefeated record and wants to defeat the greatest heavyweight of all time to etch his name into eternity. With everything Jon accomplished, this matchup would be ideal, but if it happened earlier, let's be real, we've been waiting too long, and these two aren't getting any younger.
We need to get Stipe out of there. Let's be honest, like, the guy's 43 years old. He's had a 4-year layoff, and his last fight was a knockout loss. Granted, he's a absolute legend in the sport of MMA. He's the best heavyweight ever, like, statistically, he's the best heavyweight ever, but the guy needs to be pulled out of the race. The guy needs to be Joe Biden, mate. He's too old. No one's that interested anymore. And I respect Stipe a lot. Pull him out, stick me in.
As time passes, it seems only Jones and Dana are warmed up for it. But there is a lot of irony here because if there is a fight, there is no man who will not watch it. On the other hand, Stipe is also one step away from eternal glory. Knowing him, the fight will be taken seriously. He'll get a chance to come back after a brutal knockout and spoil everyone's plans. Stipe is patient when it comes to waiting for Jones and doesn't seem bothered by it. He trains in silence, as his current physique shows. As always, he hasn't been vocal, and we started to worry if he is even in the mood for the Jon Jones fight. But a recent interview showed that he is.
Curious, what about the Jon fight specifically for you? What's the number one factor that makes this the fight that you are willing to wait for?
Because everyone thinks he's going to beat my ass. I don't like being told that. I like shutting people up. And he's beatable. I know he is. And anyone's beatable, and I'm going to be the first to do it.
This was good to hear, as Jon is definitely in the mood for this clash.
Everything I do will be about Stipe Miocic. I believe that I'm going to not only win this fight against Stipe, but I'm going to finish Stipe Miocic. I don't know if it's going to be a first round, second round, but my hopes is before the championship rounds. I have zero doubt that I'll beat Stipe Miocic.
Opinions on the winner are divided, but don't let Stipe's chances be overshadowed by Jones' success.
Let me tell you what, this guy is tough.
Stipe?
Yeah. It's not easy to crack.
Really?
It's tough. Yeah. I think that's something that people don't realize about him, how tough he is. And he's good. Like, he has a very good fight IQ. He's not a guy that will do like crazy stuff, but he knows exactly what to do and when to do that to win a fight.
Stipe is always dangerous with his fighting IQ, heavy hands, and decent wrestling. It's his division, after all, and Jones hasn't been fully tested in the heavyweight yet.
Jon Jones, as we know, technically brilliant in all areas. Doesn't have the heaviest hands, let's be honest, but he uses them very, very well to set up his takedowns. He's great in the clinch. He's got a good gas tank. The reality is, though, can he use his wrestling against Stipe Miocic? Stipe is an accredited wrestler. But that said, though, timing does count for a lot of things. If Jon can throw some good shots, get hand shots, and then shoot him real quick, get his arms around the waist, pick him up and put him down, maybe. You never know. But it's going to be tough against a guy like Stipe Miocic, a guy that's a natural heavyweight, that's been fighting at that weight for a long time, that's big, strong, and fast, and has good footwork and knockout power.
Miocic has been out for way too long, but Jon is also the one who hasn't been active. The only difference is Stipe got knocked out and Jones is coming off a dominant championship win. We envy Stipe's patience because ours is getting thinner and thinner. The fight should happen at the end of 2024, but with everything happening, we will believe it when we see it. Will Miocic provide the upset of the century and be the first man to defeat Bones? Or will Jon implement his game plan for the upteenth time and cement his name as the greatest of all time? Don't get us wrong, we love Jon Jones, but with every mess he's made so far, he owes this fight to all of us.
My question is for Jon Jones. Jon, you're a freaking inspiration. I love you, man. But like Kanye West, it is hard to be your fan. What?
It's hard to plan anything, especially with Jones' tendency to talk on social media that he will retire after the fight with Stipe. We don't know if he is playing us or being serious, but Dana White has something else on his mind, and this time we're on the same page.
Jon Jones always loves to challenge himself. Moved up to heavyweight. I don't know what Jon Jones will do after this fight, but I would be shocked if he didn't want to test himself against Aspinall.
Safe to say, we're already shocked. Shocked that Tom Aspinall had to defend the interim title and that Dana White called him an up-and-coming fighter climbing up the ladder, which is absurd. That's literally his heavyweight champion, who is destroying everything in his way and defending the title. The man has the strongest average fight time in the cage. If anyone besides Stipe has a chance to beat Jon Jones, it's surely Tom Aspinall, who needs no introduction. He's young, hungry, active, and most importantly, he fights in the cage, not on social media.
The biggest thing is that I think we need to see Tom Aspinall fight Jon Jones. The reason why I say that is because you have a guy who is very exciting, he's very explosive, he's very good, and he's the interim champion. He's got way more wins in the division than Jon Jones does, way more wins in the division than Stipe has. Stipe hasn't fought since Francis Ngannou. I mean, I give even more lists why the Stipe Jones fight. What is this? I mean, the fight is irrelevant now that you have a heavyweight that's not even active in the division. And they should push for the Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. I think that sells way more pay-per-views. I think we might miss the opportunity for Jon Jones to fight Tom Aspinall.
Tom was adamant about getting into a fight with Jones even before he knocked out Curtis Blades.
What do you want next? And what do you think you'll get next?
I want to fight Jon Jones next, is what I want.
And I think I can get it, to be honest with you.
Really?
I think that, why is this Stipe thing going on when I'm knocking out guys like Pavlovich in a minute? I don't want to disrespect Stipe because it's not like that at all.
After the victory, his plan remained the same. He wants that fight badly. Meanwhile, Jones was holding down the heavyweight division, which sparked a lot of hate from MMA fans, and downplaying Aspinall's success further added oil to the fire. Tom, on the other hand, is more than frustrated with the Miocic versus Jones talk.
Like, if someone challenges you, mate, and you're the king, you're defending and putting them back into place and being like, I'm the guy around here, this is my throne, no one else is sitting on it. I think I'm the number one, me. And if anyone challenges my throne, they're going to get put in the place. That I'm going to do everything in my power, at least, to put them in the place, because my ego can't take someone else saying that they're the king when I'm the king.
However, his avoidance of fighting with Tom is quite understandable when we put it like this. Let's say he wins against Stipe, which would be the peak of his career. Jones has been fighting forever, spending most of his career as a champion. At the age of 37, he has a few more shots to fire and he is over and out. So why would he risk fighting somebody as dangerous as Tom? The young lions can't wait to feed on the old, and Jon knows it, so he hesitates.
People will say that. You're the greatest of all time. Greatest of all time. Jon Jones. Or you risk it. Go fight Tom Aspinall. Possibly lose, and then it's like, he was the greatest. Then they're saying, yeah, but he wasn't in his prime, so you're still the greatest of all time. But are you? Like, what do you do? Just completely avoid that fight?
I don't think Jon Jones is thinking that way. I think Jon Jones looks at every human, and I could f him up.
If that was the case, you don't think he would be saying after Stipe, I'm gonna destroy Tom?
Yeah, maybe he gets older and he's got all this weight on him now.
Besides, with everything Jon has been through, our words have zero impact on him. You better believe that Jones won't do anything he doesn't want to do. Jon is a smart professional, and it's not excluded that he is just playing us and Tom when he changes his mind nonstop about whether to give him a chance or not. This is somewhat reminiscent of the mental warfare that McGregor is waging against Chandler, except that unlike Conor, Jon Jones shows a greater desire to actually fight. Well, Dana was right about another thing. After Miocic versus Jones, Aspinall would be an even bigger fight. Far from people believing Jon is old and washed out to fight Aspinall, on the contrary, we all know he can still deliver supreme performance, and we want to watch him compete against the current best heavyweight. However, we especially pray that he accepts Tom's challenge, not only because we all believe that Tom deserves it, but because we want to bless you with an amazing promo video on our channel, so make sure to subscribe. Who would you people pick in this fight if it happened? Is Tom really the man to finally stop Jon, or would Aspinall be another pawn in Jones's story?
Wait, do one. Just saying hello. Just saying hello. Just saying hello. Just saying hello. How are you? Good, man. Nice to meet you too. I would hope so. Love to, man. I would hope so. Respect, man. All the best. Respect. All the best. We'll do a quick picture. Sure. Yeah. That's great. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Jon. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you, Tom. I would love to have the honour one day. I would love to have the honour. Maybe one day. Yeah, it was good, mate. All peaceful. I want to fight him, but I don't want to fight in an event. I want to have a UFC fight with him. So I just asked if he'll give me the opportunity one day. He said he's healing up good, so we'll see. We'll see what he does.
Just when you think things can't get any more complicated in the heavyweight division, Alex Pereira comes in with a statement that he wants to go heavy. Unlike a potential fight with Aspinall, Jon Jones has announced he is more than interested in a matchup with Pereira. We all know why it is, because Jones knows precisely what he would do to him. He has that Tom Aspinall game plan.
If we fought, I'd just sprint across the octagon, rugby tackle him, hold him on the floor. That's what I'd do.
In a short time, Alex put his name on the map by stringing together achievements, and he doesn't care much about who his next opponent is. Of course, Jon Jones is an elite wrestler who would try to replicate Cyril Gane's fight. The odds of victory are leaning in his favor, but Alex always has a puncher's chance. That's what we love about this sport, the uncertainty and constant danger as the fight goes on. Do you think Pereira could pull off another upset, or Jon would be able to avoid the danger of Pereira's left hook? Jon was right saying this would be a massive fight and generate big money, although most think he would do anything but fight Tom Aspinall. Because of this, fans are eager to see him knocked out. But Bones is a master when it comes to getting through impossible obstacles. If we ask Poatan what his comment is on a potential fight against Jones, he would surely say Chama.
Chama.
but the decision belongs to the president. So Dana, can we get this fight?
Joe Rogan, you just said always kind of hit you up about the Jon Jones Pereira fight. Is that going to happen or what?
No.
Okay.
That was easy. That was quick.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Looks like Jon Jones is more protected than Amur Leopard. On the other hand, he and Pereira are money-making machines, and there's no way the president will put them together in a cage. One would have to lose, and Dana doesn't like taking losses. Fans are disappointed enough to be left with the Ngannou versus Jones fight, so we need another Jones matchup ASAP. In the end, we just want a date for Jones to fight whoever they match him up with. Is that too much to ask?